Alright, Shalom. Call Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai Ba'ashem Chakudash. Double honors to the elders of GMS, who I learned from. Peace and mercy to the hopeful elect brethren that are out there preaching, and to the rest of the men, women, and children who are following along. I'm a servant of Yahushai, follower of GMS, and I just want to make a lesson on this picture you see saying, don't let winter freeze your motivation. Don't let winter freeze your motivation. And I want to make this lesson because it's not winter. We're in the fall, but right now, if you could see, I'm in Chicago, and you see there's snow all on the ground. You know, I can see my own breath. It's 30 degrees, I can see my own breath. It's cold out here. It's a freezer out here. It feels like winter. So I thought this would be a good time, you know, wake up, you know, get a little jogging, and do a lesson. But yeah, don't let winter freeze your motivation, because winter is the time where you see a lot of these camps, a lot of these other camps start to stop teaching outside, or just stop teaching in general. They take a break off. They take winter break off. And you know, if you read the scripture tells us be in season, out of season. Let me get that scripture right now. No, it's right here. 2 Timothy 4:2. Preach the word, be instant, in season, out of season. Reprove, rebuke, exhort with all long suffering and doctrine. So, as men of the Lord, Israelites that we proclaim to be, we got to be in season, out of season. Whether it's 90, 100 degrees or 20 degrees, however, you know, we got to be out there. Now, obviously, if it's a blizzard, you know, obviously take shelter indoors. If it's raining, storming, flooding, of course, stay indoors. But, you know, in times like this, like I said, men begin to drift off and get lukewarm, stop teaching. You know, want to stay in and get the heat. Well, but we're supposed to be soldiers for Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. What do you see soldiers doing? These American soldiers, they hop in freezing cold water and they pick up boats and shit. You know, that they do grievous missions and tasks. You know, what is that called? Hell Week. It's what soldiers, like the Marines do. Something called Hell Week, where they go in freezing cold water. You know, they gotta pick up boats. They gotta go back to sand. Their skin is peeling off. It's super freezing cold. Their bodies are numb. That's what we gotta do for Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. We're soldiers for the Lord. Let me get to my next scripture. 2 Timothy 2:3. Therefore, endure hardness as a good soldier of Yahushua HaMashiach. We gotta be that good soldier. Can't be weak. We gotta gird up our loins like a man. Like right now, as I'm doing this lesson, my fingertips are damn freezing. Hey, but this ain't my first rodeo. I've been out here before. You know, I got my hands frozen before. You know, you gotta be in season, out of season. Ain't nothing new. Just gotta keep on enduring year round. But yeah, we gotta be those good soldiers. You know, and it just made me think of a story of Apostle Paul. How I think it's something about, I gotta read more of it. I kind of forgot about that chapter, but pretty much how they were on a ship, and I think the ship crashed into an anchor or something, crashed into a rock, and they were stuck on the ship, and it was freezing cold. But hey, Apostle Paul endured that. And the rest of the men on there, we gotta be like Apostle Paul. We gotta endure that. And this is nothing compared to that. Compared to what the disciples had to go through, they had to go through much extreme worse stuff than we do. Some of those disciples were hung on a cross like Yahushua. Some were hung upside down. So we gotta make our sacrifice, just like how Yahushua did, just like how the men of the Lord back then did. If we want to be those men of the Lord, those elect men, we gotta make the sacrifice too. It's that's just how it is. That's just the order. Let me get to my last scripture. Matthew 24:13. But he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved. We gotta endure unto the end. Gotta endure tribulation, adversity. Is what the scriptures say to the elect who are gonna be tried and made purified as fine gold. Who's gonna fill those lots? It's gotta be somebody. So this is just a lesson. Right now it's freezing. It feels like winter, even though we're in the fall. But we gotta keep on enduring. As soldiers of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, we gotta keep on enduring. And you gotta learn to love it. You gotta learn to love it too. Right now, I'm getting colder now, but I did a little jogging, and my body warmed up after that jog. It felt good. That cold wasn't really doing much, after I got a little jogging. So, maybe just a heads up to, a tip to just, do a little workout in. It'll help. It'll help with the cold. But yeah, that's all I got for this lesson. Call Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua Ba'ashem Kakadash. Double honors to the elders who I learned from, brothers, and peace to brothers teaching, following the doctrine, following the truth, and shalom.